Tuesday, May 12th, 2:59 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. We're going to discuss currencies. Currencies trade in different financial markets other than the stock market alone. So there's several different financial instruments, different financial exchanges. So I'm going to show you a few of them. But again, the subject here is currencies. You could invest in currencies. The US dollar index. It's a 5-year chart. Each candle represents a week. The current candle, since it's Tuesday, it's not a full week yet. This is the US dollar index that trades in the futures markets. There is more than one futures market. So you cannot trade futures if you don't have a broker that gives you access to the futures market, or many brokers only give you access to the stock market. But this and the other ones I'll show you, the currencies, they also have stock ETFs. You could invest in them. If you have a broker, stockbroker, that lets you trade micros, you don't even have to pay the full price of the underlying stock ETF. You could buy fractions. Some of them let you do as low as $7 minimum. So again, instead of currency in a stock ETF is $80 and you don't want to buy investment of $80, you could put down $7, buy a fraction of it. And you can do dollar cost average. So the situation here, the current 5 years, look on the far left chart. The trending was up. The dollar was bullish. It was getting stronger. Much less expensive to travel overseas for those that had US dollars, plus as those who were getting paid in US dollars. Then that 2022 high, we did a reverse. Went lower, huge consolidation over a number of almost 2 years. Then from here, in 2024, the trend reversed again, went up, broke above this consolidation, making that high of 2025. The new administration came in for the executive branch, as well as the legislation branch of the government, and the reverse. The dollar sold off, huge consolidation. And here's the range of the United States dollar this year. Here's the high, there's the low. Very tight consolidation. It's not trending as much as these prior years. And currently for the week, we haven't taken out the high or low of the US dollar. This week, big events occurring between two countries, the United States and China. The US president is going over to China for a summit, as well as many corporation leaders that have the influence and the money to lobby to get to join him. You think there would be any inside trading? So here again, the prior trend was down, consolidation phase. Are you bullish or bearish the dollar? Let's go on to the next. Go on to the stock ETFs on the US dollar index. The top and the bottom both represent the US dollar index in the futures market that I just showed you earlier, but these are the stock ETFs you could trade. The symbols are in the parentheses. So the top one is the bullish stock ETF, like it says, and the bottom one is the bearish. So again, if you are bullish the US dollar index, one could be investing in stock symbol UUP, currently $27.46. Again, if you have a broker that lets you trade fractional shares, you don't have to pay that full amount. You could dial the dollar amount, whatever that underlying broker lets you do, $5, $7, $10. Now, if you bearish the dollar, here's that symbol, UDN. That's awesome. These are available for people that don't want to trade in the currency market directly in the futures or the Forex market, but just want to do the dollar cost average investing or swing trading with using stock ETFs options. Now let's look at several currencies pairs. Keyword is currency pairs, because the US dollar index that I showed you, that's an index of several currencies. Currency pairs is when it's just two. And I'm going to show you the currency pairs against the US dollar. So each of these currencies I will show you is a weekly chart, 5 years. So again, this is the currency pair, the euro, US dollar in the futures market. The bottom left, the low, past 5 years, the top left, the high. Again, each of these have stock ETFs. They're explained deeply in my other posts. I'm not going to go over right now. So again, look at this one. The bottom of last year, 2025, the trend is up. It's in a consolidation phase. Are you bullish or bearish? Currently for the week, it's inside candle. Yeah, the inverse, what you just saw the dollar. So if you are bullish the dollar, and if you don't want to trade those two stock ETFs I showed you, you could trade bearish the euro. Again, it's the largest weighted currency, US dollar index. There are other opportunities. If you're bearish the dollar, one might say, okay, instead of doing that bearish dollar index, one might be trading the euro. If you're bullish the euro, remember, not all these currencies are performing equal. That's why I'm going over several. Japanese yen, second largest currency in US dollar index. Yeah, it's way underperforming the euro against the dollar. For the past several years here, coming down to a demand zone where buyers stepped in the past. Currently for the week, inside candle. Are you bullish the yen? Do you think the yen's going higher against the dollar? Again, as a stock ETF you could buy. The third largest currency in the US dollar, the British pound. Yep. Look at this again, similar to the euro. It's trending up. Now for the week, see it's a red candle, but it also took out the high of last week and the low of last week. It's in a big consolidation phase there. So those are the three major currencies in the US dollar. Gotta speed it up here. Australian dollar, inside candle for the week. Canadian dollar, broke the low of last week already. Swiss franc, inside candle. Now it gets interesting. Mexican peso, neighbors to the south. They broke above the high last week. Yep. Mexican peso is almost back to the highs of the year. Are you bullish the Mexican peso? Opportunities. Now, I told you the president is going to visit China this week. This is the Chinese yuan currency. This currency trades on the Forex market. So when this is trending down, that's bearish the dollar, bullish the yuan. We made a new low for the year. So the Chinese yuan, again, is gaining strength against the US dollar. You could trade this too. Yep. So again, the dollar is getting weaker against the Chinese yuan. You pay more for your imports. Are you earning more salary, more hourly? Let's finish this off. Look at the day trade I took. Give you some insight. I was looking at several financial instruments early this morning to trade. The ES, the NQ, the 60. I was getting ready to do the trade on the ES. And then the economic news that came out was 8 or 8:30. Totally changed that. So I was looking at the NQ. I was going to trade the NQ. I was watching for the setups. And then I saw the setup, what I felt was the A+ setup. So I did it on the euro. Day trading. Here's the monthly chart of the euro. Currently inside the prior month. Again, I already showed you on the weekly here. Weekly. And day trading, I look at the weekly, daily, before I even make a trade idea to determine what the higher time frame is, if it's bullish or bearish. Well, see this trend line here? See it's testing it. It's also that inside candle there. Again, this is now later in the afternoon. It didn't look like that earlier in the day. The 4-hour chart, intraday. That white vertical line, that's when the FOMC had the meeting. I know some people don't know what the FOMC meeting is. They don't have an interest in economics or finance. That's part of the central bank of the United States, aka the Federal Reserve, when they have the scheduled event to vote on interest rates. You can read on that on your own. I'm not here to discuss that right now much more. Other than to show you again, look what happened from there. That event when they voted went higher, still higher than when it happened. And here on the 4-hour chart, when I was looking to take that trade, I knew down here, see this gray horizontal? That's a prior demand zone. So I was thinking, okay, we're going there, have a bounce. And that's what did happen. That current candle right now, inside candle, 4-hour candle. But again, key levels I'm looking at on the higher time frames for setups. Now we're looking at the 1-hour chart. Overnight, look at this. Trending down. Yep. I'm going to cue in the 4-hour drawing on this 1-hour chart. Look at that. We went down here, bounced. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Again, overnight. Strong trend down. Let me cue in that 4-hour drawing on the 30-minute chart. Look at that. It came in here. Big panic selling. Big red candle making that low. Inside candle and reversed. 15-minute candle. 15-minute chart overnight. Look at that. Strong trend down. 50-minute chart. Loaded 4-hour drawing. Excuse me. There was a consolidation here. Big red candle. Broke below. Followed through with another red candle. And then the reversal. Nice. Finishes off in the 5-minute chart. Yeah. There we go. Cue in the 4-hour drawing. 4-hour drawing. When we came down here. Okay, we had this massive consolidation here in the 5-minute candle. Strong impulse move down here. Strong bearish 5-minute candle. Followed by 3 more red candles. 2 of them had huge wicks on the bottom, showing buyers were stepping in. And that strong reversal. And now we're finishing on the 2-minute chart where I did my trade. First, I want to cue in the 4-hour drawing. Okay, here's the 2-minute chart, 4-hour drawing. Took a long time to get down here. Yep. I wasn't here when this occurred. I was already done, shut down, walked away because I had already done my day trade. Gonna cue in my drawing. Excuse me. 2-minute chart. So we have these 2-minute candles forming right here, this big red candle on the far right, which another further bigger red candle, again, almost solid bodies, extremely bearish. And look at this third red candle on the bottom right. Small candle, small body, little wick. But notice the top of this candle, this red candle on the bottom right, the top of it ended here. And that third candle prior, right here, the bottom of that, they never touched. That's an imbalanced area. So this big red candle, big panic selling, left a area of imbalance. Simply means the low of that candle there, the high of that candle there never touched. Prices did occur, fast moved down, but those never overlapped. So my thought was, okay, we're probably going to have a bounce. And 2 things I was thinking decide, either take a bounce on the upside or sit on the hands and wait for that bounce to go up on weakness and trade bearish. Well, obviously the first opportunity came was to trade the bullish. Yep. So see this, start seeing buyers stepping in here. And I waited for this third candle to break above that first green candle. And I went long. My target was just shy of filling this imbalance area. I didn't think it was going to be strong enough to go all the way up here. So targeted just prior to it. Now, if it went higher, well, I would have been out of the trade already, but with a profit. But again, the whole trend was what? Bearish this morning. Why would I want to fight the bigger trend? Let's take opportunity. So when this occurred, it went up fast. These two candles, see here? These two green candles here. After this one broke above. I'm still in my trade. Now I have gains thinking, hey, should I close it early? Been in there long enough. This fast move up, I closed my trade. After that, got done. Because again, I'm seeing wicks on the top thinking, okay, I think it's going to reverse. Let me just take my profits. Third candle right here went higher, but I was already out of the trade. So several minutes I was in it. Big imbalance area. Didn't lose. I had gains, have gains. Good job out of me. And it reversed, sold off, thank goodness. Sure, I could have gone the inverse and made another trade bearish. Hey, took a lot out of the mind and body. Already, the energy was a lot used up for me where I wanted to, again, shut down. That did. Look at that. Went lower, lower, lower. Yep. A lot lower. But also, a lot of whipsaw here. So again, the time of the day, I got out. Again, I got in, went long, 9:54, and I closed at 10:14. Then it started consolidating. I don't need to sit through all that. So that's the current situation on currencies. And I'm going to leave this on the 1 hour chart. No, actually, I'll put it on the 4 hour chart of the major currencies, the euro, the middle, the Japanese yen, and the far right, the British pound. Look at the euro here. Huge consolidation forming. Japanese yen trending down, and the British pound trending down. Thank you as always. Spend a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.